Hey everybody, and welcome to my final presentation for Applied Design Tools. This is Mark Bacon, August 2018. Okay, so here's my first hand-drawn wireframes that I did. This is kind of the first step in the process of laying out some of the design. And I plan on through this video kind of showing my evolution of my app. It started out with the basic design that would allow for access to the other components or features of this. Before this step, it is important to make a flow chart, though, to plan out just how the different screens are going to allow the user to progress through the application. One thing to note on this particular image is the change of the menu button in the top left corner of the mobile app. I changed it a few times to a couple different things and finally found one that users liked best from the user testing that was conducted. On the desktop version, I considered using tabs to navigate, but decided later to use buttons for the design, and we'll see that here on the next slide. So here we are with the low fidelity prototypes of the mobile version and desktop version. During this stage, you can see one of the menu buttons I tested with the users, and the feedback that I received was that the toggle button was not great for using with a menu. Most of the users tested believed this to be an option for like a map layer, which could be something I could add later on, I guess. Also, it's important to note here that usually this stage includes the text content is added to it, right? I like to leave this out in this stage sometimes because I like to see how users respond to the design without using the text to orient them where they're at in the app or on the page. I came up with this technique after reviewing other platforms in different languages and tested to see if I could still navigate the page without knowing the language that it was in. The idea was to try to use universal cues and symbols that users could identify without having clues to them. On the desktop version here, I have designed the menu buttons across the top with the logo as the home button. So here we are with the high fidelity final version of the prototype of my main screen of my app. This includes the improved menu button that the users felt was better understood. You can see like the 3-bar button that's commonly identified as a menu button. Icons on the map of the screen indicate the trails available in this confined view. Users gave feedback that they wanted the map to interact with a list of trails that were listed below. The color scheme I used, I changed around several times. I finally ended up with a color scheme that I felt matched the feel of the app. The diamonds that you see there, the blue, green, and black, represent the difficulty of the trail. The idea was inspired by the difficulty system or difficulty rating system used on ski slopes. I have also included an image here of the desktop version showing the different direction that the homepage on that version took. Instead of going straight to the trails, I listed a feed, a photo feed first, since most would be using the desktop before or after interacting with the trails, and they could see the photos taken or share their own experience. The mobile version was intended more for users while out on the trails. So that's my final presentation, everybody. Thank you for your time.